late 2022, a mysterious new e-commerce app appeared, promising to let consumers shop like a billionaire with ridiculously cheap prices. That app was Temu, and it quickly exploded to become the most downloaded application in the world. From $2 sneakers to $1 smartwatches, Temu's prices seemed physically impossible to sustain. Even more baffling was their shipping policy: free delivery on almost every order, straight from China to your front door. To traditional retailers, this business model looked like financial suicide. But behind the scenes, Temu is exploiting a combination of global trade loopholes and postal treaties to pull off the ultimate retail heist. This is the story of the Temu loophole and how a legal anomaly is reshaping the future of global commerce. To understand how Temu ships for free, we first have to look at the legal loophole known as the de minimis rule. In the United States, this is governed by Section 321 of the Tariff Act of 1930. Historically, the de minimis rule allowed travelers to bring small souvenirs back to the country without paying import duties. In 2016, the United States Congress raised the de minimis threshold from $200 to $800. This meant that any import package valued under $800 could enter the country tax-free. Furthermore, these packages are exempt from standard customs inspections and paperwork. For giant retailers like Walmart or Target, imports arrive in massive cargo ships filled with thousands of products. Because these imports arrive in bulk, they are subject to heavy commercial tariffs and customs clearance fees. But Temu does not ship in bulk. They ship individual orders directly to individual customers. Since almost every individual package is valued far below the $800 limit, they all qualify for the de minimis exemption. By bypassing bulk cargo shipping, Temu completely avoids paying billions of dollars in import duties. This gives them an immediate 20 to 30% price advantage over domestic competitors. But saving on tariffs is only half the equation. The second secret is the postal loophole. International shipping is governed by a 19th century treaty managed by the Universal Postal Union. Under this treaty, countries are classified into different tiers based on their economic development. China is historically classified as a Tier 3 developing country under these rules. This classification allows China to ship small packages to developed nations at heavily discounted terminal dues. In practice, it actually costs less to ship a small package from Shenzhen to New York than it does to ship that same package from Brooklyn to Queens. The local postal service of the destination country is legally obligated to deliver these international packages. And because the terminal dues are so low, domestic postal services end up losing money on every single delivery. In essence, Western taxpayers are indirectly subsidizing the delivery of Temu's cheap goods. This explains how the shipping is free for the consumer. The cost is absorbed by international postal networks. But the legal loopholes are just the delivery mechanism. The core engine is Temu's extreme supply chain. Temu's parent company, Pinduoduo, pioneered the factory-to-consumer model in China. In a traditional retail supply chain, a product passes through developers, manufacturers, exporters, wholesalers, and retailers. Each of these steps adds a significant markup to the final price of the product. Temu eliminates every single middleman, connecting the shopper directly to the factory floor. This direct matching removes warehouse storage costs, distributor fees, and local advertising markups. Factories list their products on Temu, and Temu handles the international logistics and marketing. But this model places extreme pressure on the manufacturers. Temu uses a reverse bidding system where factories compete to offer the lowest possible price. If a factory refuses to lower its price, Temu will simply give the listing to a cheaper competitor. This relentless price pressure forces factories to operate on razor-thin margins of just a few cents per item. To survive, manufacturers must produce goods in massive volumes, often cutting corners on material quality and labor standards. This explains why many Temu products feel cheap or break quickly. They are built under extreme cost constraints. But to keep customers buying despite quality issues, Temu uses aggressive digital gamification. The app is designed like a digital casino, filled with flashing lights, countdown timers, and mini-games. Users are constantly prompted to spin wheels, invite friends, and complete tasks to earn free gifts. These mechanics exploit basic psychological dopamine loops, making shopping feel like a game. This gamification, combined with cheap prices, creates a powerful addiction that drives repeat purchases. However, this massive flood of cheap packages is causing severe logistics bottlenecks. Air cargo capacity out of China is being stretched to its absolute limits. Temu, alongside competitors like Shine, is estimated to occupy 1/3 of all global air cargo capacity from China. This high demand has sent air freight rates soaring, impacting other industries that rely on air transport. Meanwhile, the massive volume of small packages is overwhelming customs agencies. In the United States alone, over 3 million de minimis packages enter the country every single day. With such a massive influx, it is physically impossible for inspectors to check more than a tiny fraction. This has raised serious concerns about counterfeit goods, copyright infringement, and illegal substances bypassing borders. Furthermore, local retail stores are feeling the devastating economic consequences. Traditional small businesses cannot compete with prices that are lower than their wholesale costs. As a result, local stores are closing down, leading to job losses and hollowed-out retail spaces. This has sparked a growing political and economic backlash. Governments around the world are starting to realize that the de minimis loophole is creating an unfair trade environment. In Europe, authorities are proposing to eliminate the de minimis tax-free threshold entirely. In the United States, lawmakers have introduced bills to close the loophole for imports from China. Closing these loopholes would force Temu to pay standard tariffs and taxes on every package. And this would immediately cause their prices to rise, eroding their core competitive edge. Temu's business model is a race against time before regulators close the door. For now, the app continues to spend billions of dollars on advertising to secure as many users as possible. They are prioritizing customer acquisition over profit, operating at a loss to dominate the market. But the environmental cost of this business model is also drawing severe criticism. The sheer volume of disposable plastic packaging generated by millions of Temu orders is staggering. And the carbon footprint of air shipping individual low-value items across the globe is highly unsustainable. Consumers are beginning to question the true price of these free shipping bargains. Are we trading the health of our local economies and the environment for cheap plastic gadgets? The coming years will see a fierce battle between global regulators and e-commerce giants. The decisions made by lawmakers will shape how we shop for decades to come. If the loopholes are closed, the era of the $1 smartwatch will be over. If they remain open, traditional retail as we know it may completely disappear. Temu has proved that the internet can make global trade instantly accessible. But it has also exposed how easily modern systems can be manipulated for massive corporate gain. The Temu loophole is a ticking clock for global commerce, and the alarm is about to sound. And the final bill for this trillion-dollar shopping spree has yet to be calculated.